And this is just these kind of eventualities are going to occur. But these people don't understand natural processes. They think somebody has to be in charge or else it just goes crazy and that everything is a dice roll. So you just roll the dice
Now I see it.
to see
There
things
you go.
develop in a particular way. And what is the probability against rolling the dice and getting, because shit is not that random. They're all about random. Well, you think you believe in random chance. That's what they're talking about. They think everything's a fucking dice roll. They don't understand deterministic processes, and there's aspects of mere chemistry that lead in these particular directions.
Yeah.
So the development of proteins, we now have studies showing the possibility of abiotic proteins, but it's all entirely chemical. So
Can you pause it?
they're looking for
Sure.
an increasing desperation.
I gotta make a point that there's no issue with chance. There's no issue with being in a chance world, as Darth Dawkins would put it. Where this randomness happening, chaos, right? That doesn't destroy
agree.
intelligence. That doesn't destroy intelligibility like he thinks it does.
What does he
But
mean by intelligibility? Who can have intelligibility? Or what is intelligibility?
it's a philosophical term, concept. Yeah.
Well, when it comes to philosophy, it's got no. Philosophy seems to not have any part of the God, no God discussion. Because philosophy is just pure, yakety yak,
Yeah.
over beer and coffee or whatever.
Well, yeah, it's skeptical of beliefs. It's looking for justification of different ideas.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a way to falsify them and prove things, one way or another, like science does. But it's at least approaching, that skepticism and whatnot.
Well, for anybody who's just joining, we are watching on Jefferson Spatchcock's channel his discussion with Aron Ra.
I think they want to really, really, really pretend, and it is pretend, that they're best friends with the most powerful being imaginable, and that they're not really going to die, and that if they ever really need to, that 2 + 2 can be 5 if they ask the powers behind the universe real nice because they're close friends and all.
Yeah.
They want to make believe, they want an alternate reality. They don't like the real reality, so they're going to reject that one. And this is what faith is all about. Pretending to know things you don't know so that you can make believe something else, wherein you can pretend to be much more important than you are. You're the reason the universe exists. It was created for you.
Sure. It wasn't created for that snake. No, I mean, because one of his talking cousins, tricked a woman, and yeah, to hell with them. No, yeah, I agree with you. The thing that I find weird is this. I mean, I struggle with this probability kind of stuff too, because they'll start talking about, well, what are the odds that this protein can happen in this chain, and then this chain, and then this chain? I'm like, well, I mean, we have life here, so what is the probability of all of that stuff happening? And all of those mechanisms were put in place to resemble this highly improbable sequence that you're marveling at, and it's a god.
Yeah, and
You
just remember that they're thinking about what is the probability of this happening without a process, without any deterministic factors involved. That it's entirely it would just take your hands off the wheel, close your eyes, and just see where the car goes.
Yeah,
that's the way they think shit works.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. So in that vein, there is a guy. I don't know if you're familiar with him, because this isn't the first time he's been quoted out of context, but I will bring up the ding dong's name that brings this up. It's Darth Dawkins. He has been frequently cherry picking an already cherry picked quote from a scientist named Eugene Koonin, who wrote a book called The Logic of Chance, I think is the name of his. And I don't know if that book is intended for lay persons.
I actually didn't expect Darth Dawkins to be brought up at all in a conversation with Aron Ra,
Yeah.
and anyone, really.
It's a pleasant surprise, I guess.
I don't know. I think I think Jefferson Spatchcock has just demeaned himself by bringing up
lowering the bar.
Yeah, bringing up. He's talking to Aron Ra, and he's bringing up Darth Dawkins. This
As
is
if Darth is relevant. Right?
as if Darth is relevant. Perfect. Exactly.
Or if it's, I think it's more of a textbook, but
He's just particularly
and for whatever
egregious,
reason,
that's all.
because Kunin is in sort of this camp where he has issues with the modern synthesis, the modern synthesis is explaining some of these broader concepts to lay people. Guys like Darth, and there's actually some publications. I think Kunin has been quoted by like Answers in Genesis and a few other places as being, well, this guy right here has a problem with either, they'll take a quote and say, well, he's got a problem with the fossil record. And then therefore, and I guess with that, they can just throw the baby out with the bathwater and say, oh, well, they're not unanimous in how evolution works. Therefore, it's all a lie or it's a trick. The seams are showing.
I'm pretty
If
sure
you're familiar
Aron
with
knows
Kunin's
who
stuff,
Darth
though,
is. I think Aron already knows who Darth is beforehand.
Aron. Oh yeah. I think they've even. The reason
He's
that
dealt- he's
I
dealt- he's
said
dealt with
that
him
is
in the
because
past.
they have met, and I think they've even had a discussion or debate, and Aron Rod dismissed him as a fucking total idiot.
As you should.
As you should. So yeah.
I kind of wonder about this because this seems really old. The fossil record thing. What kind of criticism is that? Because my very layperson understanding of that is that we've made an enormous amount of progress in assembling the fossil record and what it can teach us. And so I don't understand where these guys are going with this. And I was wondering if you kind of want to start generally with that.
Yeah, people who you remember you're talking about people who first of all think that mammoths are dinosaurs. Because some of them have made statements like that. They think that plesiosaurs are dinosaurs. They think everything that's big and dead is a dinosaur. And when all they know about the fossil record is the few plastic pieces they've seen in a prehistoric play set at the grocery store. That's what they know about paleontology.
Yeah.
The mammoth is purple and the plesiosaur is green.
I think
yellow.
I had that set. Yeah.
Exactly. But when that's the limit of your knowledge, and you think there was another toy set by Aurora. I had these models when I was a kid, where they would have a little piece of ground, and you would have a diatrima, or you would have a mammoth, or you would have an allosaurus, and different dinosaurs. And all of their little mats all the little ground pieces were supposed to fit together if you had the whole collection.